Take a swig.
It's almost that time.
Yeah, man, the Swig podcast,
Yeah,
man.
we gotta tune in.
Hey, man, let me grab this beer right quick, man.
Yeah, let me get my drink ready.
Yeah, man, you know, shit, man, they be talking about all types stuff on it, man. The lagers, the man.
There's some beers I ain't never even heard of on there.
We about to learn about them, though, too.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
What's up, world? It's your boy, the Beater Brother, back at it again with another episode of the Swig podcast. Of course, my co-host,
Shani Hadia, the marvelous gift in the building. I feel like I get close to the camera every time I introduce myself. I'm just trying to start doing it.
Talking. I do the same thing too.
Yeah, can y'all see me? Can y'all see me?
In my mouth.
I guess to the camera or to the microphone. However, we are bringing it to the people today.
Right. So, man, you want to tell the people what we've been up to in these brewery streets? Just to drop a hint.
So, yeah, man, we brewed. We were invited to brew with Jackalope. Kramer's hating ass job kept him from.
Right.
It was the middle of the day, and
she was not on this at all.
Yeah, nah. I was out on my laptop watching the emails not come in. But I don't think I got an email that day. But yeah, it was a really cool experience. Like we went through just the whole brewing process. I was there for about 6 hours. Brewing is hot. I did perspire a little bit. You know, I did have an idea that it's not a warehouse per se, but it's a warehouse, type environment. So I dressed accordingly. But that does not change the fact that it was warm. And on top of it, of course, practicing socially distanced standards, we wore a mask the whole time. And so it was even through conversation. And so that was like my first time wearing a mask for an extended period of time.
Oh, man. Welcome to the world. He said wear that thing 8 hours a day. It was garbage.
Oh, yeah, when you were at Whole Foods, yeah, that was my first experience on it. And then I was doing a decent amount of talking, so it already was too big. I tied it up behind my ears, so it's cool for like running in the store. But when you gotta like really hold a conversation or do X, Y, and Z, that's not the mask. So I'm about to be in the market for another mask. But it was just cool. Had met with the head brewer, Will. He walked me through some stuff. Josh, he's like a lead brewer. I don't know his title, but he definitely is heavily involved with the beer and production, especially right now, given COVID. Everybody is kind of stretching to cover different aspects.
A lot of many hats being worn.
Yeah, many hats. So, Will's hopping on a canning line as the head brewer and stuff like that. So, it's all just what gets the job done. And so they were talking me through the process, and Lisa with marketing, it was her, is new. I don't know if you remember, they said the new marketing person was starting soon. So
yes, fun fact, I went to college with the new marketing person.
She did say that. I forgot about that. She was like, I was liking, after she took over the Facebook, the Instagram page. She was like, I was liking Kramer's stuff and commenting and was like laughing to myself because you didn't know who was behind the Jackalope account. And it had been her that was, making comments and stuff. So
I didn't know until I saw a picture. I was like, I know her we were cool in school, like back in school, like back in at Belmont.
Yeah.
Like, well, it's okay. Another Belmont Brewing's taking over, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So it was her first time, going through the brewing process as well. She's done, I think with her boyfriend, like a little home brewing, but it was the commercial side. It was her first time. So we kind of experienced it, recorded stuff together, just had those conversations. And so it was a good experience, man. So we were doing, of course, the Black is Beautiful beer.
Yes.
And so I had a taste of like the sweet wort. I was like, okay, I'm like, it was good. Of course, like, damn, I wish there was liquor in it, but it was a sweet wort. And then you had the wort, which is bitter, but they said once you get to bitter, it's just called wort. So before it goes through the process of hops and all of that, it's sweet wort. And once the hops are added, it's just wort. So they we tried that. So I'm like, I can't wait to see what it tastes like when it hits the cans. We were invited back to the canning line or the canning process, so that's going to be fun. Then it is released tentatively on September 18th, which is the day after my birthday. So I'm like, birthday celebration, the 18th is on a Friday.
You should see if you can have a little kickback at the brewery. Probably not, but worth the ask.
I mean, probably less than 10 people on the patio. Like, it might be something that they might be willing to make happen, but I don't know. I'm not pressed about that part of it. We can party in the street outside of the brewery. I'm here for it.
That's fine too. I mean,
right.
The whole thing.
Yeah, no, again, like, so the experience was real cool. I can't wait. Like, I know hopefully we have some more opportunities, and with Jackalope and other breweries, and we can figure it out where either you get a little PTO time or a weekend situation so you can get to it. And they said if they were brewing like a 30-gallon batch or like a half batch of theirs. They usually do 60. Yeah. So if they would have did that, they would have started at 7. So you probably would have been able to get like a little bit more time. But since they were only doing that amount, they started a little later. And then they are barrel aging half of it.
Oh, yeah, I saw that too.
A portion of it. I ain't gonna say half, but like
I'm excited about that. I love a good barrel aged anything.
Yeah.
Barrel aged, I'm probably gonna like it.
But it's gonna be really interesting to have like sweet wort, the wort, the regular Black is Beautiful beer, and then a barrel aged version of it. It's like to see that progression like from start to finish. So and in honor of them, we kind of talked about their beer, and their Bear Walker Brown is brewed with maple syrup.
Yes, that's one of my favorite local brews by far.
Yeah. They say, so their tagline, Drink Legendary, is like, growling and roaring, he cooked up his malts, added syrup so pure, did a happy bear waltz. When he was done, he turned back a man, and he left us a gift, Bear Walker the can.
Bars.
Right. Dropping bars and shit. Wait, okay. So Magical Maple changed a man to a bear. I missed the part that I started in the middle of it. So let me start from the beginning. Magical Maple changed a man to a bear. He grew big, he grew burly, he grew lots of new hair. With razor sharp claws, he tapped tree after tree, drew out the sap, and brewed legendary. Growling and roaring, he cooked up his malts, added syrup so pure, did a happy bear waltz. When he was done, he turned back to a man and left us this gift, Bear Walker the can. There we go. That was cute.
I can see like that.
This is one of their popular beers. It's a brown ale, and it's the darkest color beer that they brew, but it's actually a really light beer.
Yes, and crisp. Not slight sweetness. They do one with chai in it, and that one. That's
Bear Walker chai?
Yeah. Chai Walker, I think they call it.
Chai Walker. Yeah. I had the Chai Walker. Now that you think they just I think they maybe just released it. I don't know if it's a re-release, but Brew Walker with coffee.
Yeah, I saw that. I need to try that. That's the next on my big beer list run. My beer run list right there is getting. I've been seeing it. I just haven't had the chance to purchase it.
Yeah, I have like to put a beer run on pause. I got like a couple of weeks worth of beer in here. Unless I have like a, but every time I tried, I had a gathering trying to get rid of some of my shit, and people left beer for me.
It's like,
They was like, "Oh, all right. I mean,
take
I'll
your
take it."
shit home. This is the one time we can allow in the Black community. Take your shit home.
Right. I thought about it, but then I was like, okay, I'm just collecting it for to invite them over again. So
Right.
I'm gonna, do like a game night and not a little beer related, but maybe not beer related, but there's gonna be beer there. I'm a beer drinker.
Of course.
We played hip hop charades at the last one, and that was fun. That was fun.
That sounds like it can be. And like just speaking of hip hop, just that world has been kind of crazy with everything going on.
Wait. You ain't say what you're drinking.
Oh yeah, I'm out here disrespecting myself.
Yeah,
I'm out here.
You gotta get it together.
Going with a hometown favorite of mine. It's Orpheus Stout all the way down Neapolitan. It's a imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels with strawberry, cocoa nib, and vanilla. So this is just pretty much Neapolitan ice cream in a can. Again, from Orpheus out of Atlanta. It's hidden at a strong 13%. So like this one bottle, I'll be set for the night, and I got my taster, so I can pace myself. Because if I have a regular, we might not finish this episode.
Right, we be slurring. No, but no, you mentioned hip hop. The hip hop world was crazy, but just really the internet been ablaze like for the last like 2 weeks, because people were like buku opinions, assumptions, and
who don't share their opinions, but that's another personal thing of mine. But hey,
whole nother thing, but valid. But and from my perspective, the common denominator has been Black women.
Yes.
I can't tell you outside of the three things that I'm about to list what else is going on in the world. But you got Beyonce releasing Black is King.
Mm-hmm.
You have Cardi and Meg the Stallion releasing of course like our quarantine banger. Wow.
Yes. Hey, big heads.
And then Kamala Harris, she has been not listed as the running mate for Biden. He's chosen her. So it was like Black is King drop. It was like pop, 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 and then whap, woo, woo, woo.
Oh, left turn, but on the same playing field.
But the trip part is it has been like a wave. So it was like Black Power. All of it is Black Power to me, but we'll get into that. But it was like, Black Power, pussy power, political power. Like
right. No, that's really what it is. It's Black Power, pussy power, and political power. Just right in your face. You can try to avoid it or not, but you're gonna see something with Black women involved, whether you want to or not. And I'm here for it.
Hey, I am too, man. I just thought about it. That was BPP, Black Pussy Political Black Panther Party. See, it all full circle. Full circle.
This is what we're trying to get y'all to understand for years, really.
That's it. That's all. That's all we've been trying to say. Now that we got that, episode's over. Y'all got it. You understand. You get it. No, I'm just
You're
kidding.
welcome. We gone.
What? How did you crack open the beer? How is?
It is delicious, and it tastes like the ice cream, but with your favorite beer in it. It is strong. I'm right off the bat, just even the smell of it, you're like, okay, I'm going to be in for a boozy ride right here. And I was not wrong. But I do taste the strawberry a lot more than the cocoa and the vanilla, which, depending how you feel about strawberry, I'm not upset about it. Mm-hmm. And it even it's kind of red too. It has a reddish
tint. I can see the head looks like it has a little bit of a red hue,
which is interesting to me. But they always make good, interesting, but delicious things. To me, they haven't had anything that missed at Orpheus. So my Atlanta friends, hang out there. I give them my full support with everything they're doing right now in the social climate and in the beer world.
Okay, comparison to the Neapolitan complex from Southern Grist.
I'm going to go Orpheus.
Okay.
It's close. So close. To the point where if you ask me tomorrow, I might say Southern Grist.
Okay.
It's right up there. But right now, like, because this one like fresh on my tongue right now.
Yeah.
Going over.
Is that one boozier than the Southern Grist one?
To me, yeah. Like you definitely feel the bourbon barrels in here. So
yeah.
you get all you get
that bourbon burn.
Yeah, I'm like, am I drinking beer or am I drinking bourbon? What is going on? But in a good way. In a good way, Orpheus. Like,
cool.
Threw me a curveball on this one. I
had to see what that one was about. I had to like before we got into the talks of Black is King. I was like, wait, how did that beer taste now? Like, cause
next time you go to Atlanta and they got it, get it.
I do enjoy Orpheus. That's one of my faves. That's a solid brewery right there. I took some pictures outside on their patio, so that was cool.
Sure.
But Black is King. While I put back this, should have my Black is Beautiful glass for this talk.
Right, I should. I was just thinking that, and I remembered it's in the dishwasher.
No, I'm hand washing mine. I'm not committing to the dishwasher, but
right.
I don't want to. I cherish that glass. So Beyonce's Black is King. What were your thoughts on it? Like just initial watch.
I thought it was beautifully done, from the camera angles to the use of colors or lack of colors, and just to create that atmosphere and just different things. The symbolism in it was really great, like from the hyenas being the motorcycles to person playing Scar, and just how like different wardrobes change everything. You kind of remember like color, outfits actually almost make the movie more than the actors do sometimes. It's like, because I think Black is King would have been completely different if it was in black and white, or the colors were very muted. It would have put across a different message than what it did. It could have been the exact same thing, but you change the colors in it, I think people would ultimately receive it the way it was supposed to, but people would have to work towards that meaning rather than you like, oh, we're supposed to know Black is regal, Black is king, Black is queen. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it with how they manipulate the colors and the angles and everything. So, but I thought it was like a beautiful rendition of like Black people in our culture.
Okay.
And how rich it actually is, because I think people forget, or I don't want to say forget, don't recognize
aren't given that that imagery.
Yeah, so it's refreshing, and it's like almost a good shock to those people who've been ignoring it. Yeah,
the imagery, like when it first came out, like everything was just like beautiful. I'm not gonna lie, I probably was a little jealous because I wanted to go to Africa this year. That's
one of my places to go is to Africa, like Senegal or like Ivory Coast, really.
Yeah.
Because I see Senegal pictures, I'm just like, I gotta go there. I don't even know where to go.
It was definitely on my list. I wasn't sure exactly of what country, but it was there. But so I'm watching it and I'm like, oh man, this is beautiful. And then of course, so it takes me on a bit of a traveling journey of just like where I wanted to be. It was a nice little escape. The imagery was beautiful. It was very dope. We don't get a chance to experience ourselves in a very almost royal light, like king like. So
right.
Being able to experience that and have those have that feeling, have that imagery, it was really cool. I am not gonna lie, a large part of me was confused as hell because while it was really nice, it was like song. And so it was, again, a lot of imagery. And if you weren't paying attention, you weren't fully sure what was going on. So for a second, I was like, wait, what? And I was like, okay, I had to think. I was like, so this is like supposed to be like Lion King. Let me see if I can follow.
Right. He's something I can recognize. That's what got me on track is those motorcycles. I'm like, oh, them the hyenas. Oh, I kind of know where we at right now. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm following.
Yeah. I think, you know what, now that you say it, I think that might have been like I see, that makes sense. I like to get the think pieces on the back end of this because I'm watching it and it was an hour and a half. I was only gonna watch it one time. Had it been shorter, like I wasn't about to spend all my time.
Yeah,
like
you got what you needed at any point.
Yeah. Watch some clips. Let me go read the
Same.
repeats. They're gonna have a few clips on there. I can be like, oh, okay, that was that part. Have a picture. It brings back memories.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. I just I wanted to. I wasn't sure what to expect actually. So I'm like, I wanted to love it. I did enjoy it. I'm not gonna say I loved it as a whole.
Fair enough.
But I liked it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't have anything bad to say about it. It's just, for me, it was not my style of entertainment, but I can absolutely appreciate what she brought to the table.
Yeah. You appreciate good work, when you see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. And then, like, of course, for me, like, this is the beauty of think pieces. You don't think about things in certain lights until, like, you didn't realize you needed to think about that until someone was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. You're like, word.
Oh, you'd be like, oh, that makes sense.
I was lost for 30 minutes. I'm completely free in 10 words for the 30 minutes I was lost. I get it. Oh, okay. So, all right. So, boom, this is actually how I've really felt about it then.
Yeah.
Knowing that in my head and things like that. Or, like, learning that or hearing that from someone and thinking about it in that context. That can kind of switch it. And then you also get the evils of think pieces where everybody thinks they're right and it's their only way of thinking. And if you think that way, it's because you want to think this way and that's on you. And it's like, oh, wait, hold on.
She definitely did have some backlash with this,
yes.
with this episode for sure. Because with this movie, not an episode, she had some backlash because, No Name released her.
Mm-hmm.
That was something that people were commenting about. That sparked a lot of conversation. So yeah. So she said, we love an African aesthetic draped in capitalism. Hope we remember Black folks on a continent whose daily lives are impacted by U.S. imperialism. If we can uplift the imagery, and I hope we can uplift those who will never be able to access it, Black liberation is a global struggle. So she made a valid point of capitalism and the U.S.'s place in, like, hell, the U.S. imperialism, the struggles that we come and we put on Africans, and expectations, and just destruction of the country, and really trying to mold them and colonize them again.
Right.
She made some valid points, but I guess I got a question for you. Like, do you think that is a fair label to put on Beyonce?
I don't think she meant it for just Beyonce. It just so happened Beyonce was the target. Like, she wasn't like, oh, I'm coming for Beyonce. It was just like, oh, okay, this further just reminds me of that situation. It just so happens Beyonce was behind this. I felt like this tweet, whether you agree with it or not, probably would have came if any artist did what Beyonce did, Black artist, first and foremost. I think that would have been there. I don't think it was aimed. I don't think she was the intended target. She just so happened to be it. She just kind of threw it out there, and Beyonce just was minding her business, just hit her upside the head, But
That's valid. I don't think I thought of it that way. Just I put it. I mean, not that she was so much gunning for Beyonce, but I don't know if she would have took a jab at anybody else that had they done something like that. Now maybe they wouldn't have did it in the way that Beyonce did. Like Beyonce, a whole nother level. So, you
true.
have to take that into consideration as well. But I don't know if I could say that she didn't do it. Like Beyonce wasn't the intended target.
But she has a track record of saying things like that, though.
Hmm?
Like No Name has like, if you follow her on social media, she has her. It's been moments where she said things like this, and it's been on something completely different. That's the only reason why I go as far as being like, "Oh, this wasn't Beyonce intended."
Right. I mean, that's valid. I can see that. I can see that. I just it's like I don't know what the expectation of Beyonce is.
Right.
Like, is she supposed to, I guess, like give away all her riches? Is she supposed, because the conversation of capitalism, of course, came up,
Right.
and anti-capitalist, that's what No Name is, of like, do you want her to give all her money away? Because I mean, she definitely helps in different areas.
Right.
I don't know if she's doing anything in Africa or like any countries in Africa, like any give back or whatever, but I feel like this was a pretty good upliftment of the continent overall.
Yeah, it's a hard line, honestly. Like, I was just telling Ashley this other day. I was just like, you created something. You should get your monetary due for it. Like, you put the work in. You pulled this together. You did the work to put this out. So therefore, I think there should be some sort of monetary gain for you. Like,
yeah,
I did a job, or specifically since she's an entertainer, that's what she does. She makes these music videos and things like that. It's like, it's part of her job description as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
She did that, so therefore you should get paid for the services you do. So I think a lot of people get like kind of caught up. She's like, oh, no money at all. I think she's more about like the anti-monopoly when it comes to anti-capitalism. So like people making money low key, like Jay-Z and Beyonce all the way up to Jeff Bezos, who has money he probably has money he forgets about. That's how much money he is. Like,
oh, damn, I left that million in my wallet. What? I found $1 million in my coat from last winter.
Who gave me this $100 million? Oh, I made this I made this 5 minutes ago. When? All right, cool. I'll take it. Put it in my pocket, whatever. But yeah, I think she's more like anti-capitalism when it's just like it gets to that kind of wealth and luxury and things like that. Like, not to derail the conversation, but Bezos upped his net worth in a day.
Yeah,
it takes people years. Like, you know what I mean? It's like that makes no sense. Why, like, someone's grandma working hard.
Here's my frustration with it. At the moment, like, lay off of Black people with that. The wealth gap is way too large to come at Black people about capitalism. If we on the tail end of getting the money from capitalism or getting some positives of capitalism, then we need to be on the tail end of changing it. So making that change.
That's the bar.
So yeah, because I tell Beyonce to get rid of all her money. Don't do this, B. Like, give that up, and I need you to be more equitable to the lower people. Okay, Beyonce determines that she's about to dish out her money and divide it evenly amongst X amount of people, right? Now she's just a single millionaire and everybody else have whatever that money is, or whatever is gonna make it a little even where she's still just a little bit above. Well, if she does that, then we no longer have somebody in the upper echelon of society, because these white people ain't giving up their money.
No.
So tell the white folks to give up their money and then get on Black people about giving theirs up too.
Yeah, but the white people actually have to start doing it. We can't be like, well, we told them, so we're gonna tell you now. Like,
yeah. I gotta see
your words.
I gotta see corn bills being peeled off before I even consider that. So right now we have to play the system, and the system already was not built for us. It's working the way it was built because it was not built for us. And that is how we have to figure out how to maneuver within it. And so we do need to dismantle capitalism. COVID has exposed that to me. Or dismantle it. Something has to change.
Right.
Because you have people who are struggling to make it. Like we had a pandemic and we are like, no, you need to get back to work because we got to make money.
Right.
If that ain't some slave shit.
Right. Or just some Rocky IV shit with the Russian. If you die, you die. Like, no, we don't have to. We like, there's a choice for us to not do it. Let's choose the non-death decision and just make people go home. Because if I see one more headline about New Zealand back in normal life, just rubbing in my face,
listen,
I'm gonna have a problem. I might have to beat up the first New Zealander I ever meet in my life. I'm like, you get a slap to the face just because y'all showing off.
You gotta square up on Trump, man. You gotta square up on Trump. You can't be squaring up on that.
You know, it's gang rules, association, you know?
The dope part of it is we finally got to see her son, Sir.
Mm-hmm.
Sir Carter, I think his name. He was a cutie, and this was like dedicated to him. So there was an article, and I ain't gonna get too deep into this one, but you know, it was talking about like Beyonce gave Black men the blueprint for like deconstructing masculinity. And yeah, we're gonna dive into that on a later episode. Maybe we'll bring that up on the masculinity episode that we were planning to have, because I'd like to see how the fellas feel about that. But
right now, that's gonna be a fun conversation to have for sure.
Now, like, so Black is King made me want to be somewhere, you know, traveling the world. Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion released a song that made me want to like to do like ratchet shit with my, you know, with my friends, like just be out at a party, be out at a day party, you know, bring Freaknik back. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
So bad, I'm like too young for Freaknik. Like I see the picture, I'm like, yo, I needed to see this at one point.
Listen, my dad used to drive us through Freaknik. My dad, I mean, it wasn't like we had like a van, we'll slide the door open. We weren't just like in the mix, but we were definitely riding down Peachtree Street and just getting the, you know.
You saw it from afar.
Yeah,
My oldest sister not allowed to go. She would try to ask, and they're like, hell no, you ain't going down that shit.
Yeah. My older brother, he definitely went and had fun. And then by the time that I got of age, it was like the last year, and it was not what it used to be. But this is back when like Peachtree Street used to be like open for shit. It used to be open all night. It used to be lit. So I ended up in a couple clubs, and it was a very tame Freaknik. It wasn't like a real Freaknik.
Are you talking about when you're trying to like bring it back?
No, this was when I was 18. So it was. I guess they might have tried to bring it back, or I don't know. It was just I don't know. It was not what it was. I know they tried to bring it back a little later, like when I was a little older, and that one really.
Yeah, they did like 5 or 6 years ago. And it was just like not the same. You need the sexual assault. You need the problematic shit to make Freaknik what it was. Like, because that's really all it was. It was like, oh, just look at all the charges and cases going on right now in this video. I need to be
there. Right. But they released that, and it definitely just like it made me want to it made me want to just be out and like really just having a good time.
Right.
Yeah, man. So like I went to Facebook, and that's just not the place you want to go when, you know, something controversial drops. There's like everybody has their opinions, and you have the long form of the opinions. Like
Yes.
you go to Twitter, you got like a little quick little, and this is why I'm mad, a thread. And then you
Right.
can just skip that thread. You got on IG, you're gonna get the memes, and they're typically funny. You'll have some people that'll give you a whole bunch in the body, but for the most part, you're gonna have the pictures of it. But Facebook,
Exactly.
you can blog.
Yeah. Some people don't need to blog.
It was amazing how many people were upset about WAP, dog.
Why? Like, I literally don't understand.
I don't get it. Like, I don't know if it's like these women just taking control of their bodies and
Talking shit like
talking
niggas do.
shit like men.
Like, word for word, you just switch dick or vagina, pussy. You get the same thing. We out here hollering slob on my knob like corn on the cob. Check in with me. You can get the job. But you mad? Where's pussy? Where's
The amount
pussy?
of stuff that we said, like back in the day, or we sang, shall I say, back in the day,
It was gross.
is wild. Like, come on. And you, especially if you, my 30 somethings, 40s, like this whole Uncle Luke.
Right. Shoot.
I'm talking about like Uncle Luke changing laws to make it okay to release this raunchy type
Right.
of music.
When you have to get someone to advise about your music, like, you aren't saying wholesome shit. Like,
Right. You have, you know, like even not in, it wasn't just men saying stuff, because it was women too. You got
right.
my neck, my back. Like Kaya, like I know I was young singing my neck, my back, lick my pussy and my crack. Like you you just seen it. And that's all
Right.
this was. So there's a level of like, I understand that we are older, or there are older people now who's gonna frown upon that music. I totally get it. But also like this music is not for kids. So if your children are singing this song, that's on you, bruh. That's not on Cardi.
Definitely on you. I feel like you need to take responsibility.
Yeah. Somebody was like, do you think that Cardi and Meg was gonna rap about economics and quantum physics or something like that?
I was like, I know Meg's in school, but
ain't she getting the
come on
business?
now.
She talking about the business. Her business is
Right. Talking about her business and what it could do
her
for you.
business. That's the other thing. It's like their business. Here's the funny, like Cardi B is married, so presumably she is talking about her husband and getting freak nasty with her husband.
Exactly. And I'm for it. I even tweeted that. I was like, talk shit to me. You gonna have to back it up, but you know,
Right.
I was like, oh, you gonna say that? Okay.
All right, it's about to go down. That's cool.
Get stretched out real quick. You asked for this. Like, I wasn't gonna say anything, but you brought this up.
It's just like, so, you know, it's because they're women. They
100%. Like, people view women shouldn't be saying those things, like talking about how they gonna make niggas bust quick and all that.
My theory
was to talk about that. Even now, even though they're been fighting for this for decades now.
right.
Like, people are still like stunned that like women think that way. It's like, you just think we are the sexual deviants? No. Like, we aren't the only ones out here just doing what we want to do.
Don't be mad because y'all have to talk about it in the locker room, and we decided to bring it out.
Right.
Bring it out on and make a cool song of it. You know.
women pulled an us on us, and we're mad about it. Like,
I'm mad about it.
A lot of I'm saying us because I'm a dude, but individually, I ain't got nothing to do with them niggas. But so
don't put me with them.
We as a collective are on some bullshit with like, man, I don't want to hear them talk about that shit. But again, you're talking about a dude getting his dick sucked. Like, you don't want to hear that from your homeboy, but yet when it's your favorite rapper talking about it, you like, oh, won't you hear that? Stop on my now. Like, oh, that was a bar. Like, come on, man.
It was not a bar. I'm not. There's not so much to what you said, but like that was not a bar. But we jammed to that. They had
the fact that you can discuss that.
You made the right comment. I'm just acknowledging, like, bruh, that was technically the song was like trash. Like
lyrically, it was garbage. I said lyrically it's not a top lyrical song at all. Shouldn't even be nowhere near that list of like those type of songs, but just the fact that like you're talking about it and celebrating it, but yet again, that's another conversation for another day.
So like the people were like, you can not like the song. That is totally fine. But if you don't like the song because these women should not be singing, rapping, or whatever about these topics, these subjects, then that's where you lost me.
That's the problem.
If it's too raunchy for you, totally fine. If it's not your cup of tea, totally fine. But they don't need to be doing this. They don't need to be doing that. Shut the fuck up.
Right.
Who cares? Like
all these songs, like a lot of songs that you probably listen to in your genre are just as nasty. But it's probably coming from a dude.
Shit. I'm about to say Kilo. Shout out to Kilo though. Kilo Ali, he made some nasty songs with that love in your mouth. But
yeah. Speaking of nasty,
I'm talking about everybody in young. I'm gonna take a moment on Kilo Ali. I love Kilo Ali. Like I bump his stuff even to this day. But I was way too young to be singing love in your mouth.
Yeah.
I was way too young, but I was. And so was everybody else. And so were the adults. And it was getting airplay. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, maybe not airplay, but they played it but they'll play a little portion of it. They wouldn't play the whole thing, but
because they knew.
They knew. But you can't just be sitting here like talking all this shit when all of this stuff already existed.
Right, and it goes back years.
Like it's 2020. Like we beyond that shit.
Right, we should be beyond that shit, honestly. But we can't have everything.
It's time for. I think you should still be on that 13%.
Yeah, this is where I'm staying.
Okay. If I would have known you was going big, I might have got that Black is Beautiful, that big Black is Beautiful. But
it was sitting in my fridge, and I was like, and I remembered it was Nepal. I was like, why am I aging this? Like, what am I doing? Let me go and find a reason to drink it. And today is the perfect reason. So.
Yeah. So this one that I'm drinking, that I'm cracking open now,
is that can
from Strange Days Brewing out of Kansas City, Missouri. Yep. And so this one is the Tatooine Sunset. It's actually pretty light. And if I remember correctly, it's a sour IPA. So I ain't do too bad today. You're going to be the drunk one today, man.
Turn by the end of this. That's the goal, people. Come on the Swig podcast. Turn up.
I feel like I need to go and get another one or something so I can make sure I can get lit. Oh, there you go. Yeah, because the Bear Walker 5.1%. And like I said, this one is 4.7%. So
are you doing the session drinks?
It just worked out that way.
Nothing wrong with it. Sometimes you need a good session like that.
Yeah, no, I really now I gotta go look this up and see. So I'm gonna look this up while we continue this talk about Cardi and Meg.
Right.
The guys who are out here complaining My theory is that they are getting played, and I'll say they are just finding out that they've been getting played. They've thought that they had women under control, on lock, that they had control of the situation, when realistically women have already been on game.
Yeah.
They've been running it, and men just like, I think they like are upset that
they're shooketh, but they're mad they're shooketh, so they're gonna show the anger rather than the shookedness.
right. Instead of being
That's
like,
what it is.
dang, I got
God. But also I got a lot of people. So this is a long time coming. Like they don't understand karma. Like you watch Marvel movies, I'll make a quick reference.
I don't watch them like that, but go ahead and make that reference because somebody listening watch them.
Right. So when you watch like the first the Infinity War, you see Hulk go against Thanos. Hulk whooping his ass first like 10 minutes, and then you can see people watching the fight and be like, oh, give Thanos a couple minutes. He's just playing around right now. 2 seconds later, and they just ran a whole fade on the Hulk and sent that nigga into another dimension to never return again.
Yeah.
That's what it is right now. Like, niggas was Hulk. We were whooping Thanos' ass, quote unquote. Thanos is turned bad. It's like, oh, okay, you had enough fun. Let the real motherfuckers out here do our thing.
And then it came out.
Sending us to the back, and we got sent to the back, and we don't know what to do. We never felt like we never been here before. Like,
y'all sitting there like, oh my goodness, what is this? Like, yeah.
Am I really? Ain't shit? Wait a minute. Hold up. Let me carry the one. Oh my God. I might be. I ain't gonna let them know I'm gonna be mad. Grr.
Yeah, man. They like that's yes. It's like they've just been awakened to the games, and they don't want to hear it. But
yes,
then they might
be, trying to hold on to the little hope they got.
Maybe Cardi and Meg messing up the game for some women. Maybe what if they like ruin this shit?
Yeah, I mean, that's the fun thing about it. Like, if you don't want to go down that route, and that's not your personality, cool. If it is your personality, keep rocking with it. Don't try to pivot or adjust or make people feel comfortable.
Yes. Look, okay. So this one, have you ever had a brute IPA?
Yes.
So they're like crisp, real like tart, even like a nice. That's what this reminds me of. So it's like.
Is it a brute IPA? Is it a brute IPA?
No, it's a sour IPA. But the sour IPAs that I've been having have actually been more like hazy, thicker,
like juicier.
Yeah. This one is like crisp. Yeah, it's crisp. It's like a little passion fruit.
Ooh, passion fruit.
Dank.
Underrated ingredient.
It's giving me sour West Coast vibes and not sour East, New England, Northeast.
Right. Oh, interesting. I was like, passion fruit is a very underrated beer ingredient.
Oh,
when it's
yeah.
done right, it's delicious.
Those are some of my favorites, like the tropical IPA. So that's why this is giving me like a little bit of tropical, but it's not.
Okay, I can rock with that potentially.
Yeah, it's not sweet. It's definitely more tart than like. There's not much sweetness at all. That's like a sour West Coast IPA. It's giving, it's dang. I like it, and it's sessiony, so I feel like I'm drinking something heavier than I am, but at 4.7%, I can put back a number of those. Like something I say heavier, but like packs more flavor, more.
I got you.
Yeah, more fruity notes and stuff.
Interesting, but I know you mentioned CeeLo for a second.
Oh yeah. I got sidetracked with CeeLo.
His weirdly short self.
Weirdly.
Just his comments. I'm like, why is just the most unnecessary music people need to come out of nowhere with their opinions.
Listen,
Especially like women artists. That was always been weird to me.
listen, CeeLo needs to sit all the way the fuck down. And I rocked with CeeLo or rocked with him. I don't know. Like he hasn't released anything as of recent that has like really piqued my interest for me to say I rock with him still.
I rock with him because I still would turn up his songs. I'm like, oh, you make me that song when he did with forget his musical Gnarls Barkley.
Yeah,
that song I'm sitting listening to.
The crazy song.
Yeah,
that's
a joint.
I got one like write this down. Glock Appella, like acapella.
Mm-hmm.
Glock, like a gun. Glock Appella.
That's what it's called. I was gonna go with that song, but I couldn't remember the name of it. So
yeah, that one. That one, that's my jam. But anyway, this is not about good CeeLo songs. This is about this motherfucker having a nerve to make a comment on Cardi and Megan, and they're shaking ass for money and for fame and but he was accused of rape. Like, listen, let me tell you what's gonna always be okay. This woman shaking her ass with not bothering nobody, but doing her own thing, shaking her ass, and was not gonna be okay. This man or a man, any man, whoever, not even just man, but whoever raping somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm never gonna do is listen to what a rapist has to say. Like, sit down, sir.
You shouldn't be saying anything. If you knew what you are saying, you wouldn't be in the legal situation and social situation you're in.
I mean, he clearly is very problematic because even at the height of his situation, it was they were sending messages. I mean, he sent a tweet out that said something to the effect of like, it's not rape if they are passed out.
It's literally what they've been arguing.
Yes, it is.
What? Maybe if it was for you, that's weird, but that's your thing. You can't equate that to everybody if that's what you're into.
But here's the thing: somebody pointed this out today that he has a couple of songs with necrophilia, like so.
Yeah.
It kind of that's having sex with a dead person.
Right? Oh yeah, I know. I was just trying to go through his catalog.
I thought you did calculations of like, what the fuck is that? But
yeah, you didn't let me carry the two in time. So
you clearly like, okay, you making these songs, and then you're also having sex with people who are passed out. Like, this is you getting close to what you really want to be doing. Like, it's
read the room, man. Read the room in yourself.
Oh yeah, it's just but you know what? Like, it's what I found is a lot of people have had the audacity. You know what I'm saying? These like we just talked about some of the songs that were released before. It's like, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you like try to stifle these women's creative talents when all of this stuff existed previously? Like, if you've been consistent in complaining about all the bad songs that are popular and blah blah blah, I can get you. I can listen to you because you've clearly been on the same warpath.
Right, but if you out here looking like goddamn, what's his name? White dude. That's like the very stereotypical white man's voice. Ben Shapiro.
Oh yeah.
That dude. Very nasally and hi, I'm Ben. No, like
that
was, I could already tell you don't know what you're talking about. Get out my face. We ain't gonna have this conversation today. Nope.
They took he read the lyrics. Did you see that video?
Yeah, like had me in tears earlier today.
Yeah, what's the DJ?
Talk about female genitalia if you don't know what that means. It's like
the DJ who remixed the Cardi B Coronavirus. He remixed Ben Shapiro, and Ben Shapiro read the lyrics also. He took that reading and put it to the music, and So Ben Shapiro is like on the track with Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion.
Why are you playing? You might accidentally get a record deal, Ben Shapiro. Why are you
Right.
playing?
Conservative records. I don't know, man. It was it's like I don't know. It's frustrating. As a Black woman, like our bodies are hella policed.
Yes.
Again, I get that it wasn't everybody's cup of tea. I think my critique of it would be it should not really be for radio. Because two things, I mean, it's a little too much, but because it's a little too much, we don't even get the real parts of the song. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the best lines, things that they're saying. We don't get the best parts of the song because it's blurred out. But
man, you really can't do the beat because the sample is where the whole
in this house, right?
The whole beat and melody is washed out, just that alone. So it's like
exactly.
It will automatically sound bad to someone. Like, well, you ain't really getting the whole song, but okay, you got it. But,
yeah. And then I mean, the song is like a good song for what it is, and that, like I said, had we been out in the streets and living our lives, our regular lives, that song would have dropped and the streets would have been popping.
Yes. All the men would catch all the twerks. And
all the twerks.
That's dead.
Maybe that's why they frustrated. They like, this song is released and I can't get none.
Exactly. I'm looking at my dusty ass roommate and he ain't gonna do nothing.
Right.
I want him to do nothing. So I'm just in a terrible position.
Struggling.
Like, I am sad.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like it's just so much that's put on Black women to uphold this, like view these, these standards that are just a little ridiculous. And I want that shit to be over, bruh. Like I'm ready to just let people be, like not just Black women, but like everybody. Just let people be. Let them, like, as long as you're not hurting anybody, let it go. Like
right, if it don't fly, let it fly, dog. Like,
yeah, that's the stuff that we have to remember. But Kamala Harris, bruh.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Can we just cheers to her being her being chosen as VP?
Yes, I'm here for it. Again, another reason why I hate Facebook right now.
Yes. Ooh, cheers to that. So like I didn't know that this was gonna happen. I ended up getting a little choked up. Now, mind you, I am an emotional being. I probably cry more than I care to, but I got a little choked up on this one because it was like, it hit me that like Black woman is really about to be in the White House. I'm claiming it.
There you go.
Or at least in next door, whatever, but she about to be VP. And it was just a moment of like, yes, we can do this. This can be done. And in my lifetime, I can have 2 Black people being chosen for the first and second, highest ranks in the land.
Right.
And then that for me, it opened up the thought of like the future of, in my lifetime, there's going to be a Black woman president. We're going to make that.
Yeah. It's very, very possible. And it's only going to help if they get it and they actually do way better than people are anticipating they're doing as a duo. Mm-hmm. It's just that door is just gonna creep open even more now. Mm-hmm. So like, I love the idea that someone's finally like pushing that door open rather than just looking about it, walking along and picking some old random white dude out of the blue.
So was she your first choice for VP?
Like I'm not well
Was she a
versed
choice
in.
for you for VP? Not even just first choice.
Yeah, I rocked with her, but I like again like
Sound like you lied.
I don't know my politics that well.
Yeah.
I'm not that well versed, so I don't want to put that out there. So all my opinions of just a little bit I do know is like I'm okay with her as the running mate. I've seen some of her policies and things like that, and they go along with what we need, especially what we've gone through.
Mm-hmm.
She plugs up exactly what we need right now,
Mm-hmm.
which is right now. I don't even think like this next presidency. I don't even hold high hopes for them as a duo because like it's just gonna be ugly for y'all for these 4 years. Like
Yeah.
it's not gonna be a good first 4 years if you have to like sit back and look at it because it's just like you're gonna spend 2 years cleaning up shit this orange nigga did. So like you're not gonna be able to pay attention to current things because you're still cleaning up.
Biden gonna be a one-term president.
He probably will be like.
I mean, he needs to be. There's no way that he needs to run in his 80s. Like, I don't think like it's not gonna fly.
That and it's just like
he liable to die in office.
True. My thing is just like you in the scope of things, you won't do a good job to the American people just because of the stuff you had to clean up and fix and correct and all that stuff. Like it's not gonna be because you did a bad job. It's just you couldn't do the best job you could, and people aren't gonna see that as that and be like, "Oh, you didn't do a good job." Next person.
So this is how I feel. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get back to Kamala. But this is how I feel like the Democrats should be playing this. This whole 4 years is gonna be one of two things. You should be finding about 3 people, and one of them, including Kamala, that they want to push forward. And for a potential run in 4 years. And so those 3 people, they might end up going with Kamala. And as it stands right now, I support that. That could change in the upcoming time, but right now I would support that for her going in the president in the next 4 years. But if let's say she's not fitting the bill, y'all need to have 2 other people that we could potentially go for, because if Trump does not win right now, he can run again. Right. And depending on how he play these 4 years, like he can set himself up
back
to
in
right back in
fuck
there.
everything up again.
Exactly. Right. So these 4 years are pivotal. That these light beers is still getting to me. Are pivotal because you got to make sure that we're setting up for the future, and Democrats have struggled with that. But
yeah, I think all presidencies struggle with that because you don't want to be like, you don't envision yourself losing 2 terms. Like you don't envision yourself losing after your first term if you decide to run again. So it's like, I was like, I'm focused on winning. And then you lose, you're probably like a little shocked, but like, I don't think they don't have that like backup contingency plan. Like, I'm gonna do everything I can to win, but I'm gonna groom Shawnee and Kramer to run everything after me in case I don't win. I don't think they have like that mentality.
It ain't up to the president to do it. It's the Democratic Party. At the end of the day, the president represents that Democratic Party. So I mean, it represents the country, of course, but the Democratic Party as well. So the Democratic Party should be like, okay, we support you, but for the masses, we're also setting up, we also checking him out over here, make sure he good, and she looking good over here too. That's something that we haven't been. There's something that we haven't been doing, and something that needs to be done. The Republicans, they've been on game for a minute. This Trump has been long in the making.
Yeah.
But and my concern is that Kamala is gonna have to come in and clean up, because Biden, he's old. He doesn't have the spunk. Part of the reason he chose Kamala is because of that spunk. and that she's gonna hold him accountable, ask the hard questions. These are his words, not mine. Spunk was mine, but the hold accountable and ask the hard questions are his. And for me, I take it that she's gonna be lifting him up a whole lot, and even and be pretty much running things from the passenger seat.
Mm-hmm.
In true, like, I mean, in typical Black woman fashion, like not having the front seat, we got to be in the passenger seat.
Yes, but you're gonna take responsibilities of the front seat, and that's what I'm a little bit afraid of. Is she get all the hard questions, situations? She's got to get us through, or the people through.
Mm-hmm.
He just got to sign his name at the end of it, like on a group project.
Right.
On a card your siblings get, but you ain't chip in, but you're like, just sign my name on that Mother's Day card. I got you next time, kind of thing. I think that's what I'm afraid of for Kamala, myself personally. It's just she gonna get all the answers. And Biden is gonna get like the soft ice cream softy questions. That's like, other than that, I'm extraordinarily happy that we got a Black woman in office. If I had the choice, I probably would have gone Stacey Abrams, but I think Kamala has a more polarizing name across the country that could garner votes a little bit better than Stacey Abrams. But
I was like pushing for Stacey so hard, and I really wanted her to have this role because I feel like she can be that unifier, but her work right now as well is needed at the voting level, because she is, she has a nonprofit. She's working on that whole, voter reform and all of that. And
she was on that vote bullshit with Governor Kemp.
Right. Right, exactly. So it's a matter of like, I feel either she is going to stay in that role that she's doing now, or they're going to bring her into a cabinet position to address the same thing.
Yeah, I'll be with that though. So I'm not mad at it, honestly.
Right. I did want to see Kamala as AG more than VP, but again, I'm not opposed to it. My main thing is just the Black woman having to clean up. I'd rather them come clean up as president and not VP. Like, give them the biggest seat in this bitch.
Well, no, yeah, that's another part of my fear is like she gonna do all this work and it's gonna be like, oh, Biden did this, Biden did that.
Yeah.
Oh, Kamala was there, I guess.
Right. Yeah. So 0.45. You don't even get the whole full 0.045. He has already started the bashing of Kamala. Like, soon
he had them bitches in his drafts. He was waiting.
He had
look at his drafts. He probably got everybody. He was like, just in case coming or she coming or he. I'm like, I got that ass ready for my terrible jokes.
The funny thing is, if he's gonna come up with that type of information, I mean, this type of tweet, but he already had it on deck, that's trash because his tweets are so basic. He has like maybe 7.
But that's how it goes though. Like, they think you hit him so far, it comes out, I'm like, what is this mediocrity on my screen?
Yeah, he has 7 adjectives and 3 adverbs, and like that's it. Like, it's really not that much. But he made he called her a nasty woman, and she was mean, and in some capacity he called her like angry. He called her angry at the press conference today. And so all of these are just dog whistles, bro. Like, this is what we are about to hear even through their presidency. But for sure through November is going to be a shit show. Really, that's really what I'm gonna call it. And It's going to be very frustrating. I think a lot of Black women will have to take a break from social media, or like take a step back. Unfriend some people because they're attacking her as if her record is not like she as if she hasn't done anything for the culture.
Right. And I see that everywhere. Like people are like, oh, what the fuck? Kamala. I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna vote. I'm like, that's how we got this nigga in the office in 2016. Because niggas wasn't voting.
No, exactly.
Like, this is exactly the reason why we got what we got. So you can't, like, I know it's not the most ideal, but it's like, you want to do another 4 years of these two Tweedledee and Tweedledum for 4 more years? Okay, like.
You made a comment that, I'm sorry, were you?
No, go ahead.
Oh, you made a comment about like the vice president not being as important or something like that. I could be wrong, but you said something that made me think of that. And for me, I think that the vice president role and the debates that they're going to have are really going to be what drives this. That really what drives this presidency or this election, shall I say? And then whoever is the VP will be the one to drive the presidency. And it's really just it's really just a setup for the next 4 years. I think that Pence and Kamala could be those people in 4 years going for, 2024.
I agree, because I think the two old dudes are just going to be yelling, I know you are, but what am I? Mm-hmm. Virtually all campaign trail through. It's like, I know you're an idiot, but what am I? No, you're an idiot, but what am I? No, you're an idiot. No, you are. No, you are. Your mom goes to college. Like, it's going to be a bunch of that.
Do you think that Pence, do you think that Kamala will run circles around Pence on a debate stage?
There's no reason why she shouldn't.
Yeah.
But also, like, we also felt Hillary ran circles around Trump.
Yeah, no, not so much will that lead to a victory. It really just is do you think she'd run circles around them? Because I don't think that would necessarily.
I think she will, and I think she should. Like, there's no reason for her to get outdone by Pence. I really don't think he could put 5 minutes worth of sentences together that makes sense. So like, from what I've heard.
Here's my concern with this one on this last little bit here. The angry black woman, the idea of the angry black woman, right? Pence is rather meek, like he's pretty timid. I don't know what other adjectives, but you get where I'm going. And so
it's suckle.
If he's standing on a debate stage and he's like laid back, not really doing anything, and Kamala catches an attitude, they're gonna play her as the angry black woman.
Yeah, she's got to execute this so beautifully.
Right. If she and I say him not doing anything, not meaning not doing anything to her, literally not producing any viable info. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of not doing anything. But and then if he asserts himself and owns her, so to speak, owns probably not the best thing when I'm saying for a white person and a black person, but if he wins the debate, then they'd be questioning if she was fit for leadership. Mm-hmm. It's not she just lost the debate. Maybe next time they're gonna be like, well, maybe this isn't the space for her. We thought she was better with, you know what I'm saying? They just start questioning. So that's I'm hoping that things are different. I hope that she could wear a cutoff shirt, a sleeveless shirt, and show her arms and not be harassed like Michelle Obama.
Right. She just gotta make sure it's not what you're saying, it's how you're saying it. Like, that's her biggest strategic theme of her strategy going to these debates. It's like, you gotta watch your delivery. I'm not saying she should, or I believe that, but for
it's gonna be a fine media
sake. Yeah, it's for media sake. You gotta straddle that line perfectly all the way through to November 4th when things are done.
She's gonna have to walk the line, but we have to help her make that line thicker. Meaning, if she was to quote unquote stumble, we can't hang her out to dry. We have to support her And so within that makes that line thicker. And so if she's trying to just walk this fine line and we can give her some stability, then that's where we're going to see her go far.
Oh, okay. That's real.
At the end of the day, Black women have been holding down. They've been making statements. They've been coming through. I am woman, hear me roar.
Keep shit together for real.
Yeah. And so, it's going to be a matter of you going to get with it or you're going to get gone, because Black women are moving forward and we are definitely trying to win out here in life, man.
As y'all should be. Or y'all should have been. Right.
Should have been as well. But I don't know. So I'm looking forward to November 4th. I'm trying to be positive because November 4th is the day after Election Day. That's when we find out who's going to officially be the president and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. So I'm nervous there. But I feel like we have women who are out here making some statements. They are really pushing some things forward. So the future still looks very female. The future still looks very bright. But there is a short-term concern of like having to work harder than necessary.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that.
Definitely. I am feeling pretty good. I still actually have a little bit of beer, but I'm about to go ahead and knock that out.
Right. Me too.
I ain't have that small of a mouth, so I have to chug that.
But
that's
13%. So
that 13% is definitely, they got you slurring a little bit. I can see it all in your face. You feeling good. Right. No, not the bad way, in a good way.
Oh yeah, of course. I know it's the good way. I'm just saying, you're right.
So we're gonna get on out of here. We're gonna let Kramer sober up.
Yes.
And in the meantime, y'all can find us at the Swig podcast. You can find me at the Black Beard Experience.
And you can find me at the Bearded Brother.
You on Instagram and TikTok.
Yes, I am on TikTok. Look out for more updates with TikTok and my beer reviews coming soon.
There we go. So y'all chime in though. Let us know how y'all feel about Beyonce Black is King. How y'all feel about Meg and Cardi. I know y'all watched the video. I know y'all probably had fun to the video.
If you say you didn't, you lying.
You lying.
I'll trust you.
And let us know your thoughts on Kamala. And I'ma just leave y'all with this one little tad bit. Like, WAP is good.
Yes, it is. The video and never mind. I'm not even gonna get into that.
I wasn't even talking about the video, but bye.
Put your glass to the Swig podcast and keep toasting.